Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's that wonderful time of the year again where us wrestling fans get Christmas in April or Christmas in spring. It's Wrestlemania, and we are spoiled as ever. I mean, look at this match card. Including pre-show matches, we have about 16 matches, 13 without the pre-show, and oh my god, look at this card. There's just so much here. And the bill for this Mania, it's been a little all over the place. Some of it has been good, some of it has been bad, and some of it has just been whacked out, crazy, fucked up. It's like a car crash of sorts. And we're gonna go through this card pre-show excluded. I'm Coffee Lover 239, and with me once again is Heathy. Say hi, Heathy.
Hello, my feet are sweaty.
And we've got 3 guests with us today. First off, we have Matt Total. Say hi, Matt.
Hello.
Alright, thank you for being here. And of course, we also have the new house that Cammy built. Say hi, Cammy.
Oh.
Yeah, there he is. His mic might have faded out a little bit, but he's there. And finally, yeah, there he is. And last but not least, joining us once more is Yousaf. Say hi, Yousaf.
Hello. Yeah.
And there we go. Everyone's here, and we've got 13 matches to get through, 5 people, myself included. So, ladies and gentlemen, grab yourself a snack and a drink, and brace yourselves, because this one is going to be crazy. Without further ado, let's get on with it. Our first match is Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Universal Championship. Oh man, here we are all over again. You know, it feels like we've been frozen in time, you know, like, because around this time, 1 year ago, Brock Lesnar was the Universal Champion. Now, we go back a year later, and he's still the Universal Champion. Isn't that just annoying? Isn't this just ridiculous? It's just... Let's just get into the backstory. At the Royal Rumble, Seth Rollins won the Men's Royal Rumble match and earned a World Championship match of his choice at Mania 35. The next night on Raw, he was given until the end of the night to choose his opponent. Later, after, Brock Lesnar's advocate, Paul Heyman, tried to discourage Rollins from challenging Lesnar, Rollins confronted Lesnar, resulting in a brawl, and, well, the choice should have been pretty clear at this point. On the March 11th episode, Heyman reminded Rollins of his previous encounters with Lesnar, and Rollins was attacked by Shelton Benjamin, Lesnar's old wrestling friend, well, from University of Minnesota, tag team partner in Ohio Valley Wrestling, and still underutilized on the main roster in general as of these days. And Benjamin performed several German suplexes on Rollins, just like Lesnar would do, but Rollins defeated Benjamin. And then Rollins and Lesnar had one last confrontation on the April 1st episode of Raw, in which resulted in Rollins delivering 2 low blows to Lesnar and a curb stomp. So, out of the World Championship matches currently, with the top 2 belts, between this and the WWE Championship, this match has unfortunately had the weaker build-up of the two, and I have a bit of a bad feeling that it might be Brock going away from all this, actually still retaining the damn belt at the end of this, which I'm pretty sure I'm safe in saying here that none of us want. At least I don't want it. He's pretty much dragged that title through the muck more than it's already been. The Universal Championship was DOA with its design, but Brock has just made it worse by barely even being there and not giving a shit. But honestly, with the build-up it has been given, and with rumors that going all over the place about things, it's just so hard to choose who should honestly win. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win?
I think I speak for the majority of the WWE universe and everyone in this call when I say that I think we're just sick of Brock Lesnar. This feud, as you mentioned, has been lukewarm at best. Seth Rollins has been great, but Paul Heyman's really had to carry Brock Lesnar's back package, so to speak. They had a great promo last night on Monday Night Raw. But to be honest, I think Brock Lesnar's starting to he's getting boring to me. I mean, his entrance is great. His physical presence, again, is amazing. But once the bell rings, it's really hit or miss whether he can pull off a great match, whether it's just going to be F5 after F5 and just get a quick pinfall like he did against Braun Strowman at Crown Jewel. But we've seen in the past with guys such as AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Daniel Bryan, that when a small guy's in there with Lesnar, that Lesnar tends to show up and actually perform to the best of his abilities. Whereas with people like Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, that we don't really get to see the best Brock Lesnar that we could see. There's three main championship storylines that could, deliver on babyface victories, massive babyface victories that could end up being a big WrestleMania moment for each one. You have Becky Lynch in the Raw Women's Championship match. You have Kofi Kingston in the WWE title match, and you have Seth Rollins going for the Universal title match. I'm not too sure about Seth. I mean, I feel that they're going to screw us up on one of them. They're going to make us feel a bit bad midway through the show and then give us that big Becky Lynch win. I'm not too sure whether to go with Kofi or Seth to lose, but I think I'm going to remain optimistic here, and I'm going to go for Seth Rollins' victory over Brock Lesnar, and then Brock Lesnar can do what he wants. He can go back to UFC, he can face The Undertaker in Saudi Arabia, but Rollins needs a title more than Lesnar does.
Yes, I see what you mean, indeed. And Matt, who do you think is going to win?
Well, it's pretty clear who's going to win, but Brock might still have a chance at winning. But he has signed a deal with the UFC, and well, it's a big money deal, and I don't think he was going to be staying as long as he did. I thought he was going to lose the title at WrestleMania 34 to Roman, but we saw that didn't happen. But now it's a different year, so I think Seth is going to pick up the victory.
I see. And Cammy, who do you think is going to win?
This feud has been pretty like ever since the Rumble. I mean, I kind of had a feeling that Rollins was gonna win from the get-go. A little back and forth with Strowman and everything, but I kind of knew Rollins was gonna win. And then the next night on Raw, when he got decimated by Lesnar, I think it was the next night. The next night when he got destroyed by Lesnar, Lesnar hit like 38 F5s on him. I kind of felt like they were building something up, and they were being like, "Oh, look at this guy. He can't stand up to Brock. Look how small he is, and look how big Brock is." I thought they were building up to something, and last week's Raw, when Rollins hit those two low blows, I kind of I was in my mind, I was like, please don't have them turn him heel. Please don't have them turn him heel. Hope they don't turn him heel, but I'm definitely going for Rollins on this one because nobody wants Brock to win, and to be honest, Mania is about giving the people what they want, and nobody, like Matt said, nobody wants Brock Lesnar as a champion.
Yeah, I can certainly agree with that last bit there. And Yousaf, who do you think is going to win?
Well, I'm half-sided because mainly it's either Brock or Seth. Brock has been, no matter what matches he's in, most of them are wash matches, and yeah, it kind of gets hot. So mostly it's Seth Rollins, definitely.
I see. As for me personally, like I said, this is a tough call looking at honestly of these. And I've heard some rumors and stuff, like I've said, that Brock may be working the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, the next one they do, but that they had ended up delaying it to like, not from May 3rd to like June 7th, and that Lesnar's short-term deal with WWE is not that long enough. I know they haven't announced it yet, but they probably will later on, sometime after Mania. As for looking at this here, I'm just gonna go ahead and say Seth Rollins for now, because honestly, I do not want Brock with that damn belt anymore. And while we're at it, if Rollins does happen to win, could we burn the old title down and give a newer, better-looking Universal Championship, you know? Because that jam belt just, it represents... It does not look good and its look brings back a lot of bad memories. A lot of bad memories. Let's just go to the next match. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this match. Oh, what have you done, E? We've got Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch in a winner-takes-all triple threat match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship and the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Now I bet you're wondering, how in the hell did it all come down to this? Well, let me explain. At SummerSlam of 2018, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair were involved in a triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship alongside Carmella, but this bit here in the article does not mention Carmella, but whatever. And Flair won after, well, pretty much being unnecessarily inserted into the damn match. And after the match, Lynch attacked Flair, ending their friendship. Lynch defeated Flair for the championship at that year's Hell in a Cell, and they continued to feud over the title for the next few months. Now at Survivor Series, Lynch was originally scheduled to face Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey in a champion versus champion match, but was replaced by Flair because on the go-home edition for Raw before Survivor Series, Nia Jax knocked her the fuck out. Okay, not really, but she punched her bad enough and busted her nose open. And they wouldn't clear her to compete, so Charlotte Flair replaced Becky Lynch. And during the match, Flair brutally attacked Rousey with a kendo stick, like beat the living hell out of her. And at TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs that year, Rousey interfered in the namesake championship match between Lynch, Flair, and Asuka, costing both Lynch and Flair the match. Lynch was unsuccessful in regaining the title at 2019 Royal Rumble, but won the Women's Royal Rumble match, last eliminating Flair despite injuring her own knee, and chose to face Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania 35. Lynch then refused a medical examination on her knee after a brawl with Flair on SmackDown, resulting in Stephanie McMahon suspending Lynch until she was examined. By the following week, Lynch had been medically cleared and her suspension was lifted, but then guess who showed up and fucked everything up? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Ugh! This is where the whole thing gets needlessly more crazy. For some stupid reason, Vince McMahon be like, I don't like bad attitudes, you damn hypocrite. He overruled the decision, suspending Lynch for 60 days and replaced her with Flair at WrestleMania, and I did not sleep well that night. And then over the next couple of weeks, Lynch continued to violate her suspension, attacking both Rousey and Flair physically on Twitter, and following pleas by Rousey to reinstate Lynch, the suspension was finally lifted. At Fastlane, a limping Lynch defeated Flair by disqualification when Rousey attacked Lynch. As a result, Lynch was added back into the championship match at WrestleMania to make it a triple threat match, which was confirmed to be the first ever women's match to main event Mania, which would be fine and dandy. But then guess what happened? Charlotte Flair, the pretty young blonde, upstaged Asuka for the second fucking time to win the SmackDown Women's Championship on the stinking March 26th episode of SmackDown when she didn't even earn this damn match. She didn't earn the damn match. It was just, here you go, throw the belt on her. And in response, this is how we are to where we are now. If that was needlessly complex and complicated, trust me, I didn't want this. The E did this to themselves, and now I have to put the bad news. I don't make the rules or the ways how things play out. I just negatively reinforce it. What the hell? It just look at how much this whole thing has been overbooked. And you killed Asuka's run. Like, her run was already a little on the fritz, but having just Charlotte beat her again just to make this a winner take all? Oh, that hurt the soul right there. And when, like, Solomonster Sounds Off uploaded, like, that bit from one of his podcasts, I literally put that comment. It was bad enough what happened with Asuka last year at Mania, but this hurt the soul. And that's, like, the highest thumbs up on that video comment. Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
It's a bit of a tongue twister, this feud, isn't it? I mean, when you were explaining to the viewers watching at home about what this feud entails, how we got here, where we're going with this, I've got to admit, it felt like a bedtime story because I was dozing off because there were so many complicated routes. It just seemed like it just seems like a pantomime feud right now. But I want to deter away from that because, by and large, this will be a good match. And what a leap of faith WWE has took, maybe not by their own hand, but by the fans' hand, from last year. Last year, Becky Lynch was not even in the final 10 of the Women's Battle Royal on the pre-show of WrestleMania 34. This year, not only is she in a title match, not only is she a prominent role in this match, she is main eventing WrestleMania, the first ever women's main event of WrestleMania. WWE, they do like to swerve us every now and then. Not every now and then, they do like to swerve us to hell. Maybe Charlotte's leaked pictures with the two to fruition and she does win. Maybe 1 to 2 belts comes out the Raw after she wins the main event. But it's such a fan base in favour of Becky Lynch that I can't see anyone else winning. I mean, it will be impossible to even fathom the crowd's reaction if anyone but Becky Lynch pulls out the victory on Sunday.
Yeah.
But all signs point to a Becky Lynch victory, and sometimes even if you're WWE, you just have to deliver what is expected of you. So I'm going to go with Becky Lynch to win.
Yeah, Swerve. I heard you say that, and I'm just thinking, this whole feud has just been just one big, like, swerve after swerve. It's like I'm starting to think Vince Russo is still secretly working for the E. Matt, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, all signs are pointing towards Becky. And, well, she's the second coming of Stone Cold fucking Steve Austin. So she has the fans behind her, kind of like Kofi's story at the moment, where he was, well, underutilized for years until he has been put into a fucking WWE title match at Mania. The fans are behind her, everyone's behind her, even the creative team, but because she got this fucking reaction. So, well, I'm going with Becky on this one.
I see. Yeah, they pretty much have been using Stone Cold Becky Lynch as sort of a little nickname there. But of course, you also call her the Man as one of her other nicknames. Still, Cammy, you're still muted a bit, but I need you to come in. Yeah, there you go. Who do you think's gonna win?
I mean, to be honest with you guys, I'm honestly tired of this feud. I am tired of everything that has been going on here. I was interested in the Man character when it first developed, and then they ran it into the goddamn ground. They ran it into the ground, they stomped it, they buried it 6 feet deep. I still don't know how she got in here. I don't know why. I guess because she's like the second coming. She's like the female Triple H, getting undeserved title opportunities at a whim. Rousey, you know, she's kind of there, but I kind of lost. I lost all respect for Ronda Rousey after she went out and did that whatever the thing that was when she was like, wrestling is fake.
Breaking
Wrestling is
kayfabe.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, go
It's like
on.
I was just like, if you're saying wrestling is fake, then why are you doing this? Like you're calling wrestling fake. You're calling you're calling Becky Lynch's armbar fake. Why are you doing this? Why are you still employed with the company? Why are you fake fighting if that's what you're calling it? Like, come on now. You're honestly, like, to say this feud has gotten me. I've had countless sleepless nights where I'm thinking, God, please don't let this happen. Please don't let this happen. And then a few weeks ago, when Charlotte beat Asuka for the title, I wanted to grab my laptop and hurl it against a window. I wanted to do that. I was this close to doing it, but somebody stopped me, I was like, okay, come on now. Like, you're taking Asuka's title off of her. Her title she didn't have the best title reign, but I was invested in it. I didn't hate it. And then you take the title off of her and give it to Charlotte Flair, who gets all the opportunities nowadays, apparently. And then last week when Steph came out and said it's a winner take all, whatever, and this most likely means it's the end of the brand split, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's gonna take a while for me to process my feelings about that, but I just want Becky to win, and I just want this entire thing. I just want this entire goddamn feud to be over with, so I can sleep good.
I know what you mean, man. Trust me. Like I said, several sleepless nights among certain things happening, and just some of the stupid booking I've seen personally. Yousaf, who do you think's gonna win?
Yes?
Yeah, Yousaf, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, definitely D-Man. I mean, she's the one who started all of this. If it wasn't for her, it wouldn't be anything. Most importantly, I actually like the fact that Charlotte Flair won, because it will be a winner-takes-all match. That is the thing that made me interested in this feud more.
So wait, who did you say to win?
The man?
The man, Becky Lynch.
Yes.
Good choice there.
It's gotta be her, obviously.
Yeah, as for me, yeah, I kind of had a feeling that with Charlotte winning when I first saw it, that the whole match was gonna be...
You see, it's not that winner takes all for Becky Lynch, though.
Well...
If she pins Charlotte, she would get the SmackDown Championship. If she pins Ronda Rousey, she'd get the Raw Tag Team Championship.
Well, that would have probably what I was lying, but I had a feeling it was gonna be a winner-take-all, and I realized this could potentially lead to the brand split being dissolved. Which I'm not going to get into that now because this isn't the time or place to do so, but maybe in a future video I may get into that. As for who I think's gonna win, Stone Cold Becky Lynch all the fucking way. Who else, honestly, at this point? Like, I've seen some of these polls go around, like, asking if you had to pick, like, 3 people out of, like, between Seth, like, Becky, and Kofi, who we'll get into eventually, and you had to pick, like, 2 of them to honestly win, my picks would be, well, Seth and Becky, unfortunately. Like, if you have told me we had to shoot one happy ending down, because, well, Becky, she's been built up so damn much, and you look at how much she's evolved, she has to win the thing. And honestly, unless maybe they get rid of the Universal Championship that Brock is holding and call it the Brock Lesnar Memorial Belt, then I would say Kofi Kingston then instead of Seth Rollins. Or there could be some other stuff, but I'm going to say Becky Lynch. Let's go on to the next match. Our next match is Triple H versus Batista in another no-holds-barred, career-threatening match with Triple H's career on the line. Hey, this speaks shades of deja vu, you know. I mean, what, about 6 years ago, in the same damn stadium, no less, when Mania happened, we had a Triple H career-threatening no-holds-barred match. Except this time, it's against Batista. Last time, it was against, well, Brock Lesnar. Alright, so let me pull up the deals. Here we go. On the SmackDown 1000 special, on October 16th, 2018, Batista, who last wrestled in WWE in 2014, made an appearance for an Evolution reunion. During this segment, Batista praised fellow Evolution member Triple H for having done everything in the wrestling business except defeat him. During Batista's first singles run in 2005, he defeated Triple H in all 3 of their only matches against each other. The two had a tense stare-down before embracing, seemingly showing that there was no ill will between the two. However, on the February 25th, 2019 episode of Raw, a celebration for fellow Evolution member Ric Flair's 70th birthday was planned, but Flair did not show. It was then shown that Batista had attacked Flair backstage, seeking Triple H's attention. "Do I have your attention now, Hunter?" "Huh?" Yeah, Triple H called out Batista on the March 11th episode of Raw, where Batista stated he wanted his final match to be on his own terms. He then challenged Triple H to a match at WrestleMania 35, and Triple H accepted as a no-holds-barred match. Batista explained his hatred for Triple H dated back before their time in Evolution, claiming that Triple H had only used him and underestimated him. Batista then decided that he would not face Triple H unless Triple H put his career on the line, and Triple H agreed. And now here we are. I've heard things that are around that this could be potentially Batista's final match as well, like in the WWE, because he's not getting any younger. He's eking out a nice career for himself in Hollywood, much like The Rock is. And yeah, so this is probably it here, potentially at least, which is kind of crazy because I started watching WWE around the Ruthless Aggression era. So Batista was like one of the guys. I have a lot of nostalgia for a lot of guys around that era. So like Batista being one of them, of course, and Ray and Eddie, and you get the idea. And now it's kind of crazy to see where we're at now, that this could probably be Big Dave's last match here. So he can finally hang it up, because I think he's 50 now, or let me see. Yep, he's 50. That's crazy to believe. Who do you think's gonna win? Heathie.
This feud's just been full of memes. It's just been something you can laugh at, but at the same time, it is supposed to be a serious feud. We haven't seen Batista in a ring for about 5 or so years now, maybe a bit under. But Triple H, he's always been branded a reliable worker, but I'm not too sure if this pectoral injury he got at, I think it was Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
How that's going to affect his performance. Great in the day. So, with this, if Triple H loses, he will retire stipulation added a few weeks back. You don't know. You think it's going to be so cut and dry, just so simple that Batista's not going to win, and Triple H finally going to get his win over Batista that he's waited so many years for. But I don't know. I think WWE do need to probably give us some sort of swerve at the shows. This could be it. This really could be it. I'm really not too certain on this match. It seems pretty simple for others, but not for me. So you know what? I'm just going to go out and lay it all out on the line here. WWE, kiss my ass and give me what I want, and that is Triple H retirement.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. Matt, who do you think's going to win?
Well, one of our biggest fans, my favorite wrestlers growing up was Batista. They faced each other at WrestleMania 23. Well, or something in the 20s. Anyways, Batista won the world title. He has beaten him before at WrestleMania. And, well, I think he may do it twice. So, well, I'm going to put for the Batista on this one.
I see what you mean. And, Cammy, who do you think's going to win? No, Cammy, there you are.
Yeah, my bad. To be honest, I mean, this feud, it's really only good for a bit of nostalgia. I mean, after the charred remnants of DX versus the charred remnants of the Brothers of Destruction at Crown Jewel, I kind of never wanted to see Triple H wrestle again, because that ruined every single good memory I had with Triple H. Because that match was just that match was just terrible. But the build up to this match is okay, I guess. I mean, with with all the memes that's been going on, give me what I want, give me what I want. But with all the memes that have originated from this match, everything that's been going on, I'm kind of excited for it. But to be honest, a 50-something-year-old Triple H versus I think 50 or 49-year-old Batista. So
50.
I mean,
Holy shit, it's 15?
50.
damn. But the dude's 50, and Triple H, we all know, is like 50 or whatever. But like, what can they do now? What can they do now? I think the last time, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time we saw Batista wrestle at all, 14, with the Evolution Shield thing that was going on.
Yeah.
Hey, was it? Yeah, when he was Bootista, but when he was with Evolution, it was Blue-tista. Yeah, Blue-tista. But I mean, to be honest, let's just hope that I personally, I think Triple H is going to win because on a losing streak at Mania recently. I mean, 2014 he lost against Daniel Bryan. 2015 I'm gonna ignore 2015 because I don't want to cry right now. 2016 he lost to Triple H, I believe. 2017 he lost to Rollins. 2018 he
Wait,
did he
2016
even
he
have a
lost to Triple H.
My bad. 2016 he lost to Roman Reigns. He lost to Roman. My bad.
Roman Reigns.
He lost to Roman. 2017 he lost to Seth, and 2018 he lost that tag match or whatever the hell it was.
The mixed tag match with Ronda
yeah, the
Rousey
mixed
and
tag
Kurt
match.
Angle.
Yeah. But let's just hope that in this, the dads, that Triple H can come out on top and this entire feud to rest. Batista can go back to Dave can go back to doing whatever movies he's doing nowadays, and Triple H can. I mean, the thing is, he's retired. He said if he loses this, he's retiring, and I'm pretty sure he's not gonna lose. So what other matches can he do nowadays? I have no idea. That's for some other time. To win this, just because he's been on a losing streak lately, and it's gonna be a feel-good moment.
Yeah, indeed. And Yousaf, who do you think is going to win?
For me, all the talk is done by Cammy and you. It's definitely gonna be Dave Batista who's gonna win. Triple H has done enough. Like he's already not competing in wrestling in ring. So I don't Triple H. That is. So my pick is basically Dave. He's a part-timer anyway.
Yeah, I see. Wait, who did you say there?
I said Dave Batista.
Alright, Dave Batista. Alright, as for me, oh, brother. I don't... Oof, this is a tough one here, actually. Yeah, I'm not sure now. I originally wanted to do, I don't know. Hell. Shit. I'll go with, Triple H for now. Just cause, well, I don't honestly see much here. I mean, Dave has lost every time, so... Yeah, let's just go with Triple H.
They gotta give up.
Next match. Alright, we had a little trouble behind the scenes, and now look what we have to cover. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin in Angle's farewell match. Why are you doing Baron Charisma Vacuum Corbin? I've been using the name, calling Baron Corbin a Charisma Vacuum for some time now. It's something I coined. I don't remember if I coined it up, but at least I swear I heard it somewhere, and I've been using that term to describe Baron Corbin for a while, and now this is where it all culminates. On the March 11th episode of Raw, WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle began his farewell tour, culminating with his farewell match at WrestleMania 35. The following week, Angle, or should I say Creative, chose Baron Corbin as his final opponent. Angle explained that while there were many opponents he would have liked to face, Corbin was the only one he wanted to beat, as Corbin had caused Angle many problems while Angle was Raw General Manager from 2017 to 2018, and eventually supplanted Angle becoming acting Raw General Manager until TLC in December of 2018 when he was beaten by Braun Strowman and a bunch of other people. Honestly, it should not have been Baron Corbin. I mean, it kind of, sort of makes sense from a storyline perspective, but honestly, because this is WrestleMania, I don't think this was the place to do this match. You could have done it on Fastlane, or you could have done it on a Raw beforehand, but nope, you decided to waste it here at Mania when everybody wanted John Cena. The one time everybody wants John Cena, and you ignore that. Who do you think's gonna win?
It's a bit of a dumpster. Showcased so many talent who'd be more worth it to face Angle. You know, you had Gable, you were going to have Ray, you had AJ Styles, and they're giving you Corbin. I think there's a lot more to this match than meets the eye. Maybe Cena comes out after, but if Corbin is going to beat Angle, oh, that would be absolutely hell on earth.
It would be
booze. Yeah, there's really nothing else to say then. If Corbin wins, he wouldn't be getting heel heat. He would be getting going away heat. This doesn't help his character, or he's just going to. Everyone's going to despise him more than they already do. So I'm just going to keep it simple and say Angle absolutely squashes Corbin, and maybe we get to see Cena after.
I see. Matt, who do you think's going to win?
I think it's going to be Kat because it's, well, simply his farewell match in his 20-year plus career. So, well,
nice.
It's an easy pick.
I see. Sorry there. I'm just still a little for this whole thing. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win?
Alright, so to be honest, this storyline's I'm gonna have to take a page out of what happened last year. If you guys remember with Angle and Jason Jordan. You guys remember that, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, his son, right?
With the entire illegitimate son thing, yeah.
It's totally
about that.
Alright, what I remember from that, I saw in some, I don't know what it was, but the plan was for Jordan to turn heel and then have a match versus Angle. And now, Angle versus Jordan would have been awesome. I mean, Jason Jordan, no matter how much flack he gets for being, I don't know what, like, charisma vacuum, I guess you could say that for Jason Jordan
it's
as well.
like heat, like booze, just a standard booze.
Yeah, he did get a lot of heat with Seth Rollins, but still, him versus Angle would be a great match. I mean, Jordan was a NCAA professional. He was a wrestler with just pretty damn good at it. So him versus Angle. I mean, you guys remember Chad Gable versus Kurt Angle? How that was a really good match.
Mm-hmm.
Angle versus Jordan on WrestleMania. They would be told to step it up. It would have been great. But Baron Corbin, out of all people. Honestly, when he said Baron Corbin, I immediately got flashbacks to earlier when Corbin beat Angle with his signature move, which is the Deep Six.
Yeah.
It already happened. People forget that match already happened on Raw, and Angle got his ass handed to him by Corbin. So what's gonna happen now? Is it gonna be more of the same, or? I mean, I'm obviously Kurt is gonna win. I just hope that after that Cena comes out. Or maybe Cena attacks Corbin in his entrance, or maybe Cena comes out after Angle squashes Corbin in 2 minutes or whatever, makes him tap out. I just want to see Cena versus Angle because Cena started off his career going up against Angle. It's only fair, it's only sentimental if Angle can end his career facing the guy who against, which is John Cena.
Yep, a lot of people have been saying that. A lot of people. Yousaf, who do you think's gonna win?
Kurt Angle, obviously it's gonna be him. It's his last match. And definitely it's gonna be him. For the first time I thought, wasn't he already retired? Like, he's a Hall of Famer and he's still wrestling. It's definitely gonna be Kurt. Yeah, the Baron Corbin adding doesn't make any sense at all. I personally believe that John Cena is going to interfere him to be his opponent, replacing Baron Corbin, of course.
Yeah, just me looking at this whole thing, I just... Look at this. It's like it's sucking the life out of me, quite frankly. This whole thing is just... It's sucking the life out of me. And with every behind the scenes stuff with some of this recording and this whole thing, I'm just gonna say Kurt Angle. I honestly do not give a damn about this match at this point. I don't. Why should I? When you throw in a charisma vacuum like Corbin, I just lose all interest. Maybe it's because of that unholy trio. Yeah, just go with Kurt Angle. Next. Our next match is Shane McMahon versus Miz and Falls Count Anywhere match. Falls Count Anywhere because, I guess the feud has reached up to this point. So, remember when Shane, aka the product of Vince's semen, became the best in the world, replacing Miz? Well, this is what it's all built up to, finally. Shane and Miz won the SmackDown Tag Team belts at the Royal Rumble, but then they lost to the Usos at Chamber, failed to regain at Fastlane. In both matches, Miz was pinned. Shane turned on Miz, and he even attacked Miz's father at Fastlane after their match. And, well, here we go. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win? Heathy?
Falls Count Anywhere match. It's
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
there
okay.
you are. Falls Count Anywhere. Yeah.
to some people I wouldn't expect to see in this match. But then again, if any match probably needed the stipulation to, raise the star quality, I'd say it's probably this one. Styles versus Shane McMahon or Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker. It's a bit tougher to call in this one. You had AJ Styles, who would be an embarrassment if he lost to Shane McMahon. You'd have Undertaker would never lose to Shane McMahon, not in a million years, not even in WrestleMania. I'm going to go with Shane McMahon purely on the fact that I think that if they're going to keep Shane McMahon around as a heel character, losing kind of does nothing for him. To interfere and get the heat back, because last SmackDown, when Miz single-handedly destroyed all of Sanity, that was insanity.
That
it
was
made no sense.
painful.
So I think
I like that.
Yeah.
So I think that Shane McMahon, as much as it pains me to say it, as much as I'd rather, Miz's dad come in and help Miz gain the victory over Shane, call me insane, but I'm going to go with Shane to win.
Good choice, I'd say. Matt, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, the feud has been brewing for some time. From the first when they formed, the feud set its roots. So Miz's dad and Miz being attacked by Shane made him gain an upper hand on the Miz. So I think Vince is going to play a little bit into the finish of the match, and so I'm going to say that Shane is going to pick up the victory.
I see. Cammy, who do you think's going to win?
To be honest, this feud is actually one of the, I guess you could say, better feuds on SmackDown. While it is random, I mean, nothing's more random than Shane McMahon being the quote-unquote best in the world. I mean, honestly. We were all expecting CM Punk to return, and then who won the best in the world. I had a feeling the moment that Shane and Miz became a tag team on that one episode of Miz TV when Miz was talking to Shane about his dad, I knew that there was going to be some bad blood. The way they didn't get along at first, and the way Miz just put them into a tag match with a bar on, I think it was Elimination Chamber. Was it?
What was the question? What were you asking?
The title the tag title match versus the Bar, was it Elimination Chamber?
No, that was the Royal Rumble.
Oh, it was the Rumble. They lost it at the Chamber, right?
Yeah, they lost at the Chamber to the
Yeah.
Usos.
Got it. Yeah. But that match was brilliant, and especially Shane at however old he is, 45, 46. I don't know how old he
I
is
think
right
he's
now, but
49.
49. But to see the guy do his shooting from the top rope was incredible. I mean, unbelievable. And he's done that before, but that was in his early run when he was like, I don't know, like 20 something, 30 something. But now he's old. He can't really do a lot of his moves. He literally does everything he used to do. I don't know how it's possible. Does the man even age? But to be honest, I knew from the beginning that there was going to be some bad blood. And when Shane turned on Miz at Fastlane, I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I had a feeling, and my gut feeling turned out to be true. I knew it was going to turn on him. And then the following night on SmackDown, and when they kept the jabs thrown at each other and back, Shane calling Miz's dad a potato face, and Shane calling Miz a mistake, or a mistake, should I say? But and then last week when Miz called Shane, you know what he called him, and then he single-handedly beat Sanity in that 1-on-3 handicap match. I feel like Miz has all the momentum going in. I feel like they're treating his babyface run way better than they treated it earlier when he was going up against Cesaro and when he was aligning with Ric Flair, that horrible figure four leg lock. I feel like they're doing a better job this time, and I hope they don't screw it up. I'm going Miz at Mania. Thank you.
Good choice. Yousaf, who do you think's gonna win?
Oh, I'm gonna go with the popularity man. It's definitely the Miz. Because first of all, there's the team between Shane McMahon and the Miz shouldn't have existed at the first place. It wasn't really that good. I don't think any of them matching between these two wrestlers, to be honest. I mean, both of them were great, but I honestly prefer Miz over Shane McMahon anytime. He's a great heel, and would think better than Shane McMahon. That's it.
I see. As for me, I'm just gonna go with the Miz, because I'm pretty sure there's a clause in every McMahon's contract stating they can never win at WrestleMania. They're like cartoon villains, just getting foiled every single time. So I'm gonna go with the Miz. Our next match is AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Yeah, these two. I mean, I've seen all them face off once on SmackDown, but a full-blown feud? Now we'll get it at this year's Mania. For several weeks, AJ Styles and Randy Orton interrupted each other's backstage segments on SmackDown, insulting each other. At Elimination Chamber, Orton eliminated Styles in the Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship. At Fastlane, after Orton had attacked Elias from behind with an RKO, he himself was then attacked by Styles with a phenomenal forearm. On the following episode of SmackDown, Orton took umbrage with Styles referring to SmackDown as the house that AJ Styles built, since Orton began his career on SmackDown in 2002 and became very successful, while Styles, who debuted in the WWE in 2016, spent most of his career on the independent circuit, 1998 to 2016, with Orton referencing Styles' time in Ring of Honor and TNA. Styles responded by saying that Orton had everything handed to him because of his family's wrestling lineage, while Styles had to actually work for it. Styles eventually challenged Orton to a match at WrestleMania 35, which was made official. Healy, who do you think's going to win?
This could be one of them potential show stealers. I mean, we say this every year about AJ Styles. His 33 encounter with Shane McMahon, the 34 showdown with Shinsuke Nakamura over the WWE title. I mean, 33, I'd argue, was a bit better than 34, mainly because we had low expectations for 33, and 34 we could match them. The promo game have been exquisite. I mean, AJ Styles and Orton shooting from the hip a little bit, but at the same time, sometimes you have to do that to make a feud interesting, as long as you don't overdo it. Saying he had one move that's completely relatable to Randy Orton's move, you do see him bust out a neck breaker or suplex or a scoop slam every now and then. But the RKO is really good for me. There's obviously we have the Superstars J-Cup coming up in a week or two after the WrestleMania. If they still, I think AJ Styles needs to move to Raw. I think he needs to either go and challenge for Seth Rollins and the Universal title, or even to go for the IC title. I think his time on SmackDown was limited, and I think if Orton's going to be established, as a sadistic SOB heel, call me crazy, but I think Orton needs this win more than Styles. So for that reason, I'm going to go with AJ Styles to lose.
Yeah, the shakeup is coming up, and AJ has pretty much done everything he could do on SmackDown, except maybe the tag belts, but he's mostly singles at this point, so yeah, I could see that. Matt, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, this feud has been kind of rushed, in my opinion, with them attacking each other and, interrupting each other, and backstage segments just, pushing to the inevitable of a match at Mania. But, I think it's been kind of rushed at the same time. With them only having one match and not building them up for, a long time, like they have with some other feuds. But I think, as Heafy said, Orton needs this victory over AJ more than AJ Styles does. So I'm going with Orton for this one.
Interesting. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win?
My mic on?
Yeah.
Alright. I kind of feel tempted to do that Randall Keith song from Cultaholic, but I'm gonna spare from it. To be honest, this feud is one of my favorites currently going on, because these are two guys that I am a huge fan of Styles. I'm a little bit lesser of a fan of Orton, but I'm still a big fan of his. And Styles, when he said Orton has only one move, that's exaggerating a bit, but that's like saying like Big Show only has one move, the KO punch. Like, yeah, of course, his finisher is his most known move, but he has other moves. And how that one time, and on the Kevin Owens show last week, I believe it was, when Styles was like, when I was out there wrestling on the indies, wrestling for, I don't know, 200, 300 people, you were out here in the WWE getting suspended for drug tests. And I was like, oh my God, they're really going this way. And, the phenomenal forearm into the RKO, that was awesome. I expect to see one of those. Maybe Styles goes for his springboard 450. Maybe Orton counters it into an RKO. I'm just hoping we see some really crazy spots. I'm just hoping we see some crazy spots. Let's hope the RKO is involved in some of them. Maybe we can have some other moves involved into that. Some people, and let's just hope it's good. And I'm picking Styles because I'm pretty sure WWE is just gonna put as much as they can, as long as they have him. Because Orton, I'm sure his best years are ahead of him. He can still go, but not as good as he used to go. Not as good as he used to go. Like, he's a bit boring nowadays, to be honest. Other than the RKO, he is a bit boring. But so, for that reason, I'm going with AJ Styles.
Yeah, I see what you mean by boring. I mean, but then again, Randy's already kind of done almost everything to do in WWE practically, so you could probably retire. Go on.
They call him Randy Borton for a reason.
Yeah, though Randy pretty much could retire after Mania, and pretty much, yeah. And last but certainly not least, Yousaf, who do you think's gonna win?
It's a tricky one, to be honest. Randy Orton has been winning his feuds, like the one with Jeff Hardy. That was one of my favorite feuds from 2018, and he won it. So, and then I think he had a feud with Ty Dillinger a bit about breaking his fucking finger a lot. So it's definitely gonna be Randy Orton for me. I'm not that sure, but it's sort of like AJ Styles because he's been winning a lot of matches before as well, but he's not a champion. So yeah.
I see. As for me, this is kind of another one I'm not really too into, to be honest. I mean, the bill has been at least fine, but just, oof. Look, I'm gonna be honest here. I need to say some stuff, but like, there's been some trouble behind the scenes a little bit, so if I'm a little jumbled here for any viewers watching, like, I do apologize in advance. I'll just leave it at that.
Give him a pass.
And as for who I think's gonna win, you know what? I'm gonna go with the phenomenal AJ Styles. Just cause. I really don't have any other particular reason, to be honest. I'm just gonna go with AJ Styles. Let's go to the next match. Our next match is Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. So, at Fastlane, Samoa Joe retained the United States Championship in a fatal four-way match by making Rey Mysterio pass out to the Coquina Clutch. On the following episode of SmackDown, Mysterio pinned Joe in a tag team match. The following week, Joe was scheduled to defend the championship against Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 5. However, Mysterio suffered an ankle injury during his match against Baron Corbin on the April 1st episode of Raw and is evaluated to determine if he can compete as WrestleMania, to be evaluated. So the match is a little in jeopardy, and even if it's not Mysterio, whoever it is, I hope we still have this match because, well, this would actually be Samoa Joe's first WrestleMania match. He missed out on last year because he got injured and missed that whole chunk from like Rumble to Mania. He was out on the shelf with an injury, which sucks because he's a really great talent. I'm very happy to see that he has the United States Championship. He's probably one of my favorite guys currently as of now. Like, his ring work is good for what it is, and he can really cut some crazy promos, you know. Heathie, who do you think's gonna win?
It's funny you mentioned Rey Mysterio getting injured on the April 1st edition of Monday Night Raw. Really, that is an April Fool's to have a top guy be injured against Baron Corbin. I mean, you can't get more of a jokey manner than that. Mm-hmm. But in all seriousness, this match is in jeopardy. Not the match I would have expected. I thought it would have been the final Almas versus Mysterio match in that saga. But I'm absolutely fine with this match if this does go down. There's not been much build to it, but I guess Mysterio did pick up that pinfall victory over Joe in that tag match on SmackDown a week or two ago. So there's no ways this can go down. I don't think that Samoa Joe is going to leave United States champion. I think Rey Mysterio, if he is clear to compete, he's going to get a good babyface victory for the crowd, and he's going to win the US title. But here's the wild card I'm going for here. Try not to laugh if anyone's listening to this, but if Rey Mysterio cannot compete, Dominic's going to be in the crowd. Maybe rolls up Samoa Joe, and Dominic wins the United States title. It's wishful thinking, I know, but you know what? I don't think it's going to happen. What I really think is going to happen is that Rey Mysterio beats Samoa Joe and wins the US title.
Wow, wouldn't that be something? Another crowd from the comeback, but this time he may actually get physical, unlike what happened last year when we had old Nicholas come in when Braun picked him out, but Nicholas didn't get much action in because, well, he was 10, but I digress with all of that. Matt, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, this feud has been born out of a few fatal four-ways. And, well, Samoa Joe has his newly won United States Championship with him. Defended it like 2 or 3 times. So, well, he hasn't had a short title. So I think Samoa Joe is going to retain.
I see. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win? Cammy?
Again. Wait.
Oh, there you
Can
are.
you even hear? Yeah. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
All right, great. I was talking to Heaty. Never mention Dominic winning the title again because it's giving me flashbacks of David Arquette winning the WCW title, and I don't want to remember that. I'm pretty sure everyone who knows about WCW wants to forget about David Arquette.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure
And-
it's
and
quite
it-
like that, because at least Dominic was actually training to be a wrestler. And to be fair, it
He's
wasn't
not done it.
Arquette's idea. Or I thought he was, at least.
Can we not mention the David Arquette
Yeah,
thing?
let's
It's
just
giving
go
me
on.
PTSD.
Go on with who you think's gonna
Getting-
win, okay?
Yeah, I'm getting PTSD. Anyways, I feel like Mysterio might. I feel like Mysterio might win just because he's a legend, and they want to give him a good second run with the company. His first one was incredible, and now he's coming back as a legend. Maybe he does the job to Joe, but I don't think so. I think they want the babyface to win, and especially when that babyface has such a decorated career as Rey Mysterio has had in the WWE and even WCW and ECW to a different extent. But they probably want a legend to win the title in a feel good moment. And I'm grasping for straws here, but I'm gonna go Rey Mysterio.
Good choice, good choice. Yousaf, who do you think's gonna win?
I'm just going to straight at the point and say Samoa Joe. He's made his submission machine. That's it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And
Is that all you got?
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes you just need to keep it short and sweet. As for me, I don't honestly know. Like I said, Joe's reign hasn't been all that long. I mean, he's only held the belt for about 31 days as of now, so for it to end at Mania like that, it would kind of suck. I feel like Joe needs at least a decent title reign, because like I said, this is his first title reign on the main roster. I mean, he's had battle for like main event gold and stuff, but he's never held a title like on the main roster up to this point here. So I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe to win this one. I feel like Joe needs to have a decent reign, of course, a little longer. Maybe it can go on until the next pay-per-view or so, like whatever the hell that is. On to the next match. Our next match is Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Looks like good old Finny here will be getting a rematch. But not just regular old Finn, might I add. But why don't we just get into that when we get to that? Okay, at Elimination Chamber, which I was there for in person, by the way, Finn Balor defeated Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush in a 2-on-1 handicap match to win Lashley's Intercontinental Championship, pinning Leo Rush. Lashley regained the title on the March 11th episode of Raw thanks to assistance from Rush. On March 25th episode, Balor was originally scheduled to face Lashley and Rush in a handicap match where if he won, he'd receive a title match at Mania 35. But Rush was not medically cleared to compete, so instead, Jinder Mahal teamed up with Lashley. Despite the odds, Balor defeated Lashley and Mahal to earn a championship match against Lashley at WrestleMania. The following week, Balor warned Lashley that he would be facing the Demon. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time ever, we get to have the Demon show up at WrestleMania. Oh, it's finally great. I've been waiting for the Demon to show up at Mania for quite some time now, but yeah, anyways, this is gonna be something. Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, for a guy who has one of the most unstoppable alter egos that are with the Demons, you think Finn Balor would be a bit smart with how he chooses to use it. I mean, he uses it against Baron Corbin. He doesn't use it against Brock Lesnar for the Universal title and Royal Rumble. Who knows? Maybe we could have been seeing Balor versus Rollins if he just wised up and got the face paint out.
Wouldn't have that been nice?
Yeah, but no, I guess
It would have been awesome.
he saves this for the grander stage. He wants to face Bobby Lashley in Demon Paint. I mean, if that's one way to say that Balor's going over, I don't think we need to say another way. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's a foregone conclusion, in my opinion. If Balor is coming out as the man, then who knows? Maybe we'd be choosing a different person right now. But it's the Demons. He's undefeated. If you think he's going to lose to Bobby Lashley on Sunday, you're either a madman WWE have lost their marbles. So I'm going to go with Finn Balor to pin Bobby Lashley and win the Intercontinental title.
I see. Matt, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, because he's bringing out the fucking demon. We haven't seen him since
SummerSlam.
I mean, yeah. But still, he's bringing out a demon. It's pretty straightforward. Of course, he's winning. Even though he lost the title to Bobby Lashley on short notice, I think Finn is going over.
I see. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win?
My demon will be your nightmare. Why didn't you use that demon versus Brock, huh, Finn? Anyways.
Because creative wouldn't allow it.
Well, creative is as dumb as a sack of dog turds.
Well,
But whatever.
either that or their hands are all tied by Vincent Kennedy McMahon. But continue.
Two words, Kevin Dunn. But anyways, I think it's pretty obvious at this point. If you don't, like Heathy said, if you don't think Balor's gonna win, you're either mentally insane or WWE Kevin Dunn have lost their marbles. So that's all I'm gonna leave you with.
Touche. And Yousaf, who do you think's gonna win?
Who do I think gonna win? Do I have any choice? No, I don't.
You don't.
Exactly. It's Demon King. Finn, what's his name? Bobby Lashley doesn't stand a chance. Finn Balor, the Demon one.
Indeed.
I mean, Bobby Lashley isn't even strong enough ever since he's heel. He was good before, but not anymore.
Whatever. It's debatable for that. As for me, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious who's gonna win. It's gonna be Demon Finn Balor. I mean, who else? Even though there's that one loss in NXT to Samoa Joe at TakeOver the End in the steel cage match that everyone likes to ignore. When I say everyone, I mean the E. Yeah, and pretty obvious on the main roster. The Demon's undefeated, so Demon Finn Balor to win. Next match. Our next match is Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre in a plain old singles match. So, we know that Roman went on hiatus on October 22nd, 2018, an episode of Raw due to his leukemia returning. He returned on the February 25th, 2019 episode of Raw and announced his leukemia was in remission and he would return to action. So at Fastlane, the Shield reunited and put down the unholy trio, Baron Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and the Shield did their triple powerbomb on McIntyre through a table. Reigns, on the following night on Raw, was scheduled to face Corbin, but McIntyre attacked him before the match. And now, well, we have a match between Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win? Oh, Heathy.
Hey.
Heathy, wake up.
Oh, boy.
Heath,
Oh, okay.
Heathy, come on.
There you are.
Okay,
Bad
so
time. Get out of that.
first of all, I don't think this match should really happen. I mean, if I had it my way, I would have Drew McIntyre versus Kurt Angle. I'd have Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns, and Baron Corbin can go ahead and stand in and access for all I care. But this is a match we're getting. I can see they're trying not to lean on the leukemia as a storyline, but like it's staring in the face, and it can be a bit distasteful at times. But then again, what else is there to feud up against? Despite the only other connection they have right now is that they had a 6-man tag at Fastlane. This is a match that will be in the middle of the card. I really can't see this starting and the show. It's definitely an afterthought of a match. There's so much more I'm interested in. But because I think, besides Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley, this is a match I'm most certain with for who's going to come out victorious. I think that for some reason, I don't know why. I mean, if I had it my way, I'd have Drew McIntyre win in a matter of minutes to prove, just to get across the message that Roman Reigns isn't 100% yet. But no, in WWE, they're going to want to give one of their main assets a win. I think Roman Reigns is going to beat Drew McIntyre.
I see what you mean. Matt, who do you think's going to win?
Well, because Roman is coming back, and well, it's his turn match. I think is going to win. It's pretty straightforward.
Good point. Good point. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win?
Alright, you know what? Let's get serious here. Isn't this like Roman's first singles match ever since he came back from leukemia?
This is like his return match, at least.
Yeah, this is his first singles. Yeah, this is his first singles match coming back from Mania. He's facing Drew McIntyre. Roman's a huge face. McIntyre's a monster heel. The recipe throws together. Roman Reigns wins. Bada bing, bada boom.
Yep. Yousaf, who do you think's gonna win? Yousaf?
So get up.
Oh boy, there is so much nonsense going on.
Yousaf.
Yousaf.
Oh dear. Well, I might as well just go ahead and say who I think's gonna win while we're waiting for Yousaf here. Roman Reigns. I mean, it just makes sense for how the storyline is honestly playing out itself. It just, honest to God, makes sense. Yousaf hopped off. And now he's offline. Oh dear.
Offline?
Yeah.
Leave it. He's probably. I think he's like gone to sleep or something. Whatever.
I imagine that Roman might probably. I imagine he probably would have said Roman more than likely too. If I'm wrong, I'll just throw up a little text message somewhere on here. Let's just go on to the next one. Alright, before we get in here, quick little disclaimer. Yousaf had to hop off because it's a little late for him. But if he ends up hopping back on, we'll just throw the stuff here down in the text or whatever. Yep. Okay, next match. Boston Hug Connection versus Beth Phoenix and Natalya versus the Iconic Duo versus Nia Jax and Tamina. Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team Championship match. Yep. So, Sasha Banks and Bayley, aka Boston Hug, won the belts at Elimination Chamber, and they would defend the titles across Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. It's what they said. They retained the championship against Nia and Tamina at Fastlane, and they got a post-match assault for their troubles. Iconic Duo, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, called them out on the March 12th episode of SmackDown. Following week on Raw, Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix came out of retirement to reform her tag team with Natalya, the Divas of Doom, and challenge for their championship at WrestleMania 35. The next night on SmackDown, the Iconic Duo defeated the Boston Hug Connection in a non-title match through some shenanigans. Following Raw, after asserting that they would defend the titles against anyone, Boston Hug Connection were scheduled to defend the titles against Tamina and Jax, Phoenix and Natalya, and the Iconic Duo in a fatal 4-way tag team match at WrestleMania. Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
I think, okay, I'm going to go process of elimination here. I think Beth Phoenix is a one-off appearance for her at WrestleMania. Her and Natalya, they really don't need a tag title, so I'm going to rule them out straight away. Nia Jax and Tamina, they don't need them either. I mean, I can't. It's this funny thing in my head where I can't even imagine them holding titles, especially Tamina. And that leaves the Boston Hug Connection consisting of Bayley and Sasha Banks, as well as the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. And this is a real toss-up because if going back to all my previous predictions, I have predicted so many title changes. And I know WWE don't like to go too heavy on that. I know they do like to do quite a bit, but the way I'm going right now, it's predicting all title changes right now. Plus the fact that we tend to forget the Boston Hug Connection are the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. So I think I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and hopefully, lay on the logic side of explanation here. And I'm going to go with Bayley and Sasha Banks to somehow find a way to retain.
Interesting. Matt, who do you think's going to win?
Well, this is a four-man tag. I think the 4-year tag team match. Divas of Doom, Nia Jax and Tamina, the Iconics, and the Boston Hug Connection. Two of these teams are kind of good. One is absolute trash, and the other is okay. It's either between the Iconics and the Boston Hug Connection to pick up the victory. but still, they are the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. And, well, they are kinda, well, their reign haven't been so long yet, so, well, I think the Boston Hug Connection is going to retain.
Interesting, interesting. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win?
All right. Well, I have a feeling that the Boston Hug Connection winning at was it Elimination Chamber?
Elimination Chamber, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I got my facts mixed up. I feel like them winning at Elimination Chamber was just a feel good moment. You know, have the baby faces win, because I'm pretty sure everyone else in that match was a heel. I mean, I think they were. Were they?
Wait, who was a heel?
Everyone else in that Elimination Chamber match was a heel, weren't they?
Except maybe Carmella and Naomi.
Oh no, yeah, they're faces, But you know, Carmelo story drink that I don't want to discuss right now. But anyways, I feel like that was just a feel good moment, and I feel like it's going to end at Mania when I agree with Heathy that Beth Phoenix and Natalya are going to be eliminated first, because that's just, you know, a one-off return, just going to be one time, and after that, Beth Phoenix is probably going to retire for good, or come back for another match down the line, but that's neither here nor there. I think that, Nia Jax and Tamina are going to be eliminated after that, because, like Heathy said, I agree with him. I cannot see them holding anything, especially Tamina. I can't imagine Tamina holding any belt. She's like, I don't know, man. I don't want to bring her father into this. I don't want to bring any of this into this right now. But anyways, then after like the Boston Hug Connection are gonna go out, and the IIconics are going to win the tag team championships, and WrestleMania will be iconic.
I see. As for me, well, as long as it's not really Nia Jax and Tamina, I'm okay. But if I had to pick from one of these three teams, I'll just pick, wait, how long have the Boston Hug Connection been the tag champs? Oh, they've been about 47. I don't know. I mean, they've had an alright long reign that's getting there, but then again, I'll just say Boston Hug to retain. Let's go to the next match. Our next match is Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. Oh boy, Kofi Mania time, baby. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. This is what happens when you're a last-minute replacement for an injured Mustafa Ali in a gauntlet match to determine the last entrant in this year's Elimination Chamber match, or what was this year's Chamber match, for the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber. Kofi put on one hell of a performance there. He was going to face Daniel Bryan at Fastlane after pinning the champion in a six-man tag match, but kicked him out because Vince McMahon brought in Kevin Owens, but then KO lost at Fastlane, and then eventually some other crazy shenanigans, an impromptu 2-on-1 handicap match putting Kofi against the bar, and he lost at Fastlane, while Bryan retained his title in his respective match. And then finally, after some other crazy hell, what feels like a repeat, but not quite a full-blown repeat of the Daniel Bryan authority thing, well, Kofi's got his match against Daniel Bryan. It's kind of crazy because Daniel Bryan was in this position 5 years ago, and now Kofi's in this position as sort of the underdog, and Daniel Bryan's evil. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win?
In the past, I have been very, not negative, but against the idea of Kofi becoming WWE champion, not because I don't like Kofi, just because in WWE, they'd either give him a day reign, no 2-day reign because of SmackDown, or they just, at the very most, they would give him a month. But now we get closer and closer to the event. I'm just looking at the big picture, the fact that Kofi's, he's done so much for this company, and this is buying into what WWE are buying, are selling us, and I'm kind of buying it. Kofi's done so much for this company. An Intercontinental Champion, a United States tag team. I'm probably missing something out there, but he's done a lot. I'm this is a bold claim, but I think Kofi one day will be entering the Hall of Fame as a singles competitor. I mean, they've got to add the New Day, 5-time champs, and they're going to be in WWE for quite some time. I can't see them leaving anytime soon, contrary to what the storyline suggested a few weeks ago on SmackDown. Yeah, so I've mentioned before there's 3 matches where there can be huge babyface wins, and I reckon WWE may hold back on one of them. I want to be optimistic about the show, I really do. So, you know what? Yeah, okay. There's so many times you have these up-and-comers coming up for the title and then they never really win it. The most major example was Jinder Mahal back about two or so years ago, and that was a win that nobody wanted. I mean, he was like a heavy underdog, but you know, it wasn't an underdog people were cheering for. But this is different. The support for Kofi in this match is similar to that of Daniel Bryan, ironically, 5 years ago at WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans. So yeah, fuck it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for Kofi Kingston to win his first WWE title, defeating Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
I see. Matt, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, it's an easy pick. It really is. It's Kofi fucking Mania. It's Kofi fucking Kingston, okay? He's going over. Simple as that.
Touche. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, this storyline, like everybody said, it does have shades of the Daniel Bryan and the Yes Movement and whatnot. It does remind me of that, and you all know what happened at the end. Daniel Bryan got his feel-good moment at the end of Mania and won that title, and it warmed everybody's hearts, and let's see if they can do it again with Kofi Kingston, because he's been with the company for like 10 years now, 10 or 11 years, and he's never had a match for the WWE title or the World Heavyweight title or whatever. He was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber match for the title, but Edge attacked him and took his place. I'm hoping that Creative doesn't screw this up, Kevin Dunn, that they don't screw this up, and we can see Kofi winning. Even if it's only for a month or 2 months, let's just get this. Come on, Vince. Come on, let's just get this moment.
Yeah, indeed. And as for me, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Well, I want to mention one thing before I do give my pick, is that I heard rumors that the next Saudi show, Daniel Bryan is still refusing to go. And so they're probably gonna have to take the title off him for a bit when that happens, cause yeah, so for me, Kofi Mania, baby. Kofi Mania all the way. Going with Kofi to win. Next match. Our next match is the Usos versus Ricochet and Aleister Black versus The Bar versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev in a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Yep, Fatal 4-Way for this. So, let me see if I can find it. Okay. April 2nd episode of SmackDown, the WrestleMania 35 host, Alexa Bliss, as if that rule means anything, informed the Usos that while forfeiting the gauntlet match against the New Day the previous week was honorable, there would be repercussions, because I guess she just wanted to convey that message to, from the McMahons. Okay, so she then scheduled the Usos to defend the SmackDown Tag Team Championship at WrestleMania in a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match against The Bar, against Aleister Black and Ricochet, and Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. Heathy, who do you think's gonna win? Yo, Heathy. I apologize. There you are.
There you go.
This really is a last-minute throw together match, and maybe this is basically because of Usos reportedly renewing their WWE contracts 5 years, and maybe that's why they're tag team champions now. Maybe that's why they're getting a WrestleMania match. But if we're being perfectly honest, this throwaway match is probably one of the best last-minute matches you could put to this WrestleMania. I don't know. It's a weird one. You think of these, so who could they face? They could have faced Sanity. They could have, if Miz and McMahon were still together, they could have faced them. but it's just a lot of random people put together. I mean, first off, you have Ricochet and Aleister Black. They're competing at NXT TakeOver in New York the night before against the War Raiders. The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. I've lost count of how many times they've held the title. I mean, it's probably less than I'm imagining, but they've held the title a lot, or at least been in the title picture a lot more than I think they should have. And Nakamura and Rusev, they've lost so much momentum recently. I can't see them winning at all. I think I've mentioned the Superstars shake-up in the Styles and Orton segment, and I think this does apply to this match too. I think there needs to be a switch up on the tag team scene. Everything's going to get a bit stale. So I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go with the Usos to retain.
Interesting. Matt, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, this is a multi-man match. A lot of people can win this one. It's either the Usos or the Bar, who is, well, my tipped favorite to win this match, because as Fifi said, Nakamura and Rusev have lost a lot of momentum heading into this match, and since forming as a tag team, they have lost a lot of opportunities and a lot of matches. Ricky used a random formed team, just every match they can. So I don't see exactly them picking up the titles. So I'm thinking the Usos are going to retain on this one.
Interesting. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win?
I know the two teams that aren't gonna win. Rusev and Nakamura have lost way too much to me even seeing them win at WrestleMania. I mean, I can't even see them win a normal tag team match, let alone a match at WrestleMania. So they're out of the picture. Held the titles for they've held the titles for too long. They've been stale. They're out of the picture. Now it's either the Usos or Ricochet and Aleister Black. Now the thing is, I'm pretty sure that they're not gonna allow Aleister Black and Ricochet to hold both titles at the same time. They can't hold the NXT titles and the WWE SmackDown titles at the same time. So they're not doing that. Retaining might be a good choice, but the thing is, either way, Ricochet and Aleister have to lose at least one match. They have to either lose the tag team match at TakeOver, or they lose the match at Mania. Now I think since they're really over, and now Vince and Creative, I guess they're trying to put some stuff on these call ups. I'm gonna go with Ricochet and Aleister Black to win at Mania, and maybe they lose at TakeOver. I think it's draws here, but that's what I'm going with.
Interesting. Me personally, I want some fucking fresh blood in the tag scene. I'm gonna be straight honest. I want fresh blood in this tag scene. It just is stale when you cling to the same several teams, like they did with Usos, Bar, New Day. I mean, they're good when they all work together, but I just want something fresh. So I'm going with Ricochet and Aleister Black. Next match. And finally, after all the hell we've been through, we come to our last stop on the card. The Revival versus Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder for the Raw Tag Team Championship. So on the April 1st episode of Raw, after the Revival retained the Raw Tag Team Championship against Aleister Black and Ricochet, via countout might I add, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder challenged the champions to a match for the titles at WrestleMania 35, which was made official. And that's it for description. Excuse me there. Healy, who do you think's gonna win?
This is another thrown together match. I mean, apart from that YouTube video on WWE's YouTube channel, there really hasn't been much build. I mean, as a lot of us know, Kurt Hawkins has been on an immense losing streak. He's lost upwards of 200 matches, I believe, which is absolutely insane. On one hand, you think, what a great stage for Kurt Hawkins to break this streak, not only just to win, but to not only win alongside Zack Ryder, his former tag partner as the Edgeheads, but to also beat the Revival and become the Raw Tag Team Champions. It will be a hell of a story arc. But then again, you'd think that such, waiting so long for a victory for Kurt Hawkins, you'd imagine there'd be a bit more build. You know, people would want you want people to have a bit more eyes on the product, on the actual storyline when it's going to be such a huge payoff. Also factor into this that WWE can't be too happy with the Revival constantly, teasing that they want to go to AEW and flat out asking for their release a month or two back. So I think this is going to be a very cynical reason, but I think WWE are going to screw over the Revival, and they're going to have the Edgeheads win the World Tag Team titles, and I think we're going to see the Revival in AEW by the time Double or Nothing comes up.
Interesting. Matt, who do you think's going to win?
Well, this match is just, a throwaway match. The Revival winning the Raw Tag Team titles in the first place was just a ruse to keep them in the company and not going to AEW. And they are facing two jobbers in Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. But they are former tag team champions, and they were a force on the independent scene, like 2004 in New York, in like a local company in New York, trained by Scott Moore, who's a really good trainer, and he's just a good wrestler overall, and they have the momentum heading into this match, the Edgeheads, but still, I think the Revival is going to win, but they can pull a ruse and make the Edgeheads win. As he said, to keep to just say a big fuck you to them for leaving for AEW.
Yeah. Cammy, who do you think's gonna win?
Well, I mean, on one hand, I can't see the Edgeheads or La Familia or the Major Brothers or whatever they're being called. I can't see them winning at Mania, but on the other hand, they are former tag champs. But on the other hand, the people they didn't exactly beat the best people to win. I mean, if my memory is correct, they beat Jesse and Festus, which is a team of who wanted to be a DJ, and a large mentally disabled man who turned into some sort of psychopathic killer once he heard a bell ring. The best competition, but on the other hand, it is a tag team championship reign nonetheless. But to be honest, I don't think WWE wants to lose the Revival. I mean, if they do want to lose the Revival, they'll have Hawkins and Ryder win. But again, I just can't see them winning at Mania. See them winning, and the Revival, they're very good assets to keep with WWE. If they go to AEW, then the tag division is going to be a bit stale. And plus, the Revival definitely deserve it. Their work in NXT was amazing, and they've been underutilized in the main roster. So I'm going to go with the Revival winning at Mania.
As for me personally, I honestly don't even know. I mean, I've heard things that the Usos might have had their contract recently renewed, so they could win at Mania, but I haven't heard much for Revival because I don't know quite long how their deal was. If I knew it was up and they weren't going to re-sign, I would say Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, but you know what? I'm just going to play it safe and go with the Revival. Let's wrap this up. And that does it, ladies and gentlemen. We've probably put more interesting nonsense here or whatever with our thoughts than what WWE might put at Mania. There's some good matches here that should be entertaining at least. Look, I'm a little rambly here with everything's going on, but who knows? Alright, I want to thank everyone for being here. Heathy, Matt, Cammy, Yousaf. Even though Yousaf's not here, the rest of you say bye.
See you guys.
Hey.
And with this recording finally done, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Oh, God.
Yeah, bye for now, ladies and gentlemen.